Welcome back to another episode, guys, of BrisketMedic. And today we're going to be cooking, you guessed it, not brisket. We're actually be cooking chicken. And the way we're going to be cooking this, I'm going to give you instructions on how to do it. You can do it on any grill that you have, whether it's a pellet grill, an offset, or anything else. I'm going to be using the Gravity Feed by Masterbuilt, the 1050, and I'm going to be using two very delicious rubs. One from my good friend Uncle Steve, and that's going to be his competition bird shake. This is absolutely delicious. I use this on chicken and ribs, but also my buddy Wes over at Bigwickstx, his new smoked jalapeno ranch mix. I'm telling you guys, nothing goes better with chicken than this, and I'm excited to use this on a whole bird. Now, I've had this at Wes's house on wings, and it's absolutely amazing. I've had it in the dip that he makes for us, and it's absolutely amazing. So I know that this is going to be a delicious combination. Now, what we're going to do for this chicken is we're just going to spatchcock it. I'm not going to split it in half or do a half shell or whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to spatchcock it because I am going to end up splitting it when it's finished so that I can take it to work and eat it later and have some tonight for dinner. Let's go ahead and bring you in. I'm going to show you how I like to split it up. All you need here is a really sharp knife, a good quality knife, or a pair of kitchen shears. Either way, you can make it happen. So first things first, we're going to get some gloves because this is poultry. I'm going to grab a sack to put what we cut off of here into the trash without making a big old mess. And like I said, you want a nice, heavy, good quality knife. This is a nice sharp knife. This is kind of a cleaver and a kitchen knife all in one. I can use this to dice onions, to slice vegetables, to do all the mise en place, but also break down cuts of meat. It's a very nice knife. I really like it. I'll put a link in the description below. Very, very nice knife. A little more high maintenance than normal. After you wash it, you do have to oil it down, but it's a really great knife. I absolutely love it. I try to only open this enough to pull the protein out without spilling all the juices, because we all know these store-bought regular chickens are full of saltwater brine injection, because again, that's cheaper than meat. They can sell that to you because it weighs more, and you know, you pay by the pound. So they've always got lots of that in there. So I'm going to go ahead and try to keep as much of that contained as possible. Try to keep a clean hand if possible. Not always possible. Let's get this out of the way. All right. Make sure you can see this. So this chicken here, it's a decent sized chicken. Not super big, not super small. Not a lot to trim off of it. I am going to take the little butt flap off. It's good for stock. Same thing with this spine. Now I'm just going to cut down the middle of the spine to get the skin to peel back. And you can really use your fingers if you wanted to. This is just a lot faster. Again, this isn't for competition. This is just cooking at home, and we can make everything as simple as possible that way. Don't have to be super neat about it. Just want the skin pulled back. We're not worried about this anyways because we're cutting it off. Up underneath that skin. And I like to cut the skin back. You don't have to do this. The reason I like to cut the skin back is because I can save that skin a little bit and rewrap it over the edge of the chicken once we get the spine cut out, just for a little extra protection and that delicious flavor. All right, so now we got our skin pulled back. You can see the spine here, and we're just going to take, that's why it's important to have a good heavy sharp knife. This cutting through this sucker isn't always the easiest. I apologize about my voice, and I'm probably a little bit shaky. I've been sick lately, and I'm trying to kind of get over that. I'm really not sure what I had. Yes, I'm in West Texas, and no, it wasn't the measles. All right, so we've got the spine out, and you can see that we've got our chicken, and it's pretty well laid open. And normally I would take my fingers and I would dig this breastbone out. I'm not going to worry about that today. We're just going to do it regular cook. So I'm just going to cut that sucker right down the middle. It's very easy to cut. It's more cartilage than bone. There's a little bit of bone at the top, but mostly it's just cartilage. The only thing that you want to be careful about is cutting too much into a breast and risking losing some of that juiciness. Just push that sucker down and boom, you got a nice spatchcocked chicken. So let's get this all wiped down and cleaned up, and we'll get it ready for seasoning. All right, now that we've got it mostly cleaned up, let's go ahead and start seasoning it. And I like to season on the back side first. As you can see, I wasn't super careful, and I got into that tenderloin there and split it. So this side's probably going to be a little drier than that side. That's okay. No big deal. Nothing that we can't combat with flavor and not overcooking. So I like to do a heavy coat of this Uncle Steve's on the back side, and we're just going to flip it right over. And we're going to peel back some of this skin. There we go. Chicken skin's pretty decently easy to pull off, separate. You don't want to pull it completely off, but you want to get those thighs and breasts exposed, don't we always? All right. So lots of exposed breasts and thighs. You're welcome. Let's get this hand clean again. Let's get it doused. I love the consistency of this Uncle Steve's shake because it shakes so easy. It's so easy to get a good, even coverage. Absolutely love it. Good stuff. All right, let's put our clothes back on. We've had our fun. Let's get her covered back up. So got her nice and covered back up. See, I can tuck that extra skin and tuck it back in there. All right. So got her nice and flavored under the skin. Let's hit a nice top coat over it. Get it everywhere. And the good thing about this rub is got some salt in it. It's going to help kind of dry that skin out. You're going to see how we cook it. We're not cooking it low or anything because we want the skin to be fairly crispy. And this is really going to help that process. All right, so we got that on there. Now let's check out this Bigwickstx smoked jalapeno ranch. And I got this, guys, here locally. If you're in my area, check out Fire and Ice Outdoors. They're over off of South Quaker and Woodrow Road. New barbecue supplier here in town that is extremely friendly when you walk in. All right. Liberal coat of this Bigwickstx. Now this is made to make ranch and dips and stuff like that with, but for Super Bowl I was over at Bigwick's house and he made dips with it and it was delicious, but he also seasoned some chicken wings with it and they were awesome. So we smoked those on the pellet grill and then we fried them in beef tallow, and that was an outstanding combination. So nice heavy layer of that, and I'm going to go ahead and get the grill started, get that charcoal fired up, and I'll show you what we're setting it on. Don't forget to pull your slips. Let's go ahead and get it turned on. Not sure if you can see that screen or not. I don't know why. This day I bought this, that screen hadn't been very bright. Not sure why. But I'm going to be cooking these at 400 degrees. I'm going to set a timer for an hour and a half. But we're going to check on it after 45 minutes. Easy enough. And one of the many reasons I love this Masterbuilt is that took 7 minutes to get up to 400 degrees. Super fast, super easy, super efficient. Let's get gloved up. Safety first, kids. Throw this meat across your grill. Open her up. And we can touch this chicken up once we get it on the grill as far as seasoning goes. Make it sit how we want it. Tuck that skin in. You see how the skin was scrunched up there, so we'll touch up that seasoning just a bit. Make sure it's nice and coated. So we're gonna shut this down. Again, I'm gonna check on it in 45 minutes. All right, guys, it's been 45 minutes, and I bet this is getting really, really close to being done. So we're gonna open it up. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of butter flavored cooking spray and see how we're looking. Beautiful color on it. Nice golden browns, getting nice and well done on the edges. I'm gonna hit it with some cooking spray. Little butter makes it better. We're gonna close it down, come back in 10 minutes and start checking temperatures with a probe. It's really important that we don't overcook this. Remember, I was a little hasty with my spatchcocking and did go into that tenderloin, that breast a little bit, so we don't want it to dry out. We're gonna be aiming at 165, and let's see where we're at. All right, folks, we're at 1 hour in. Let's take a look at it. Look at that beautiful color. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's go ahead and temp it out and see how we're looking. Let's check the thigh first. Thigh's sitting close to 190, 195. Okay, so I know that's done. Breast is at 166, 167. Beautiful. Absolutely perfect. That's what I like to have. The breast sitting right at the 165-ish, and the thighs will be a little bit more done that way. I like my thighs a little more done, a little closer to 200 degrees. This chicken's got some great color to it. You can see I lost my light. I started cooking a little bit late today, but we're going to go ahead and pull this off. We're going to throw it on a cutting board and just let it rest for about 10 minutes, and I'll see you over there when it's time to cut it off and take a taste. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, folks, it's just been a few minutes, but I can't wait anymore. Sorry about the light. Ran out of time again. I started cooking a little bit late, but let's taste this chicken. It smells amazing. I can't tell you how much I am excited about this. It's nice and tender. The skin is nice and crispy. I can pull the thigh off of this chicken without cutting, and I'm trying to keep it from pulling off. All right, guys, I got a piece of the thigh pulled off here, and the skin is nice and crispy. It's nice and juicy. I don't know if you can see how glistening that is. There was a pool of juice on the cutting board. I didn't let it wait more than 10 minutes. I'm really hungry. Got kind of late, and I've got to be up early to fly tomorrow, so I need to eat early. But I'm going to take a bite of this to see this combination of Unclestevesshake, Competition Bird Shake, and Bigwickstx Smoked Jalapeno Ranch Mix. It's going to be good. I know it's all over my face because there's juices running down it. Dang, guys. That's absolutely delicious. That's a great combination. If you want to get some Unclestevesshake, check out Unclestevesshake.com. If you want to get some of Bigwickstx, you can check out Bigwickstx.com. Both links are down below, but also you can check out Bigwickstx jalapeno glaze and all his flavors, along with his ranch mix that I used as a seasoning. It's not what it's made for, but it works really, really well for it at Fire and Ice Outdoors here in Lubbock. Man, guys, check this out. Take a look at it. 400 degrees, a little over an hour. Pull it at 165 at the breast. You're going to have nice, succulent, juicy, with a not chewy skin, a nice crispy skin on the outside, full of flavor. As always, drink more water, and I love you.